What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of B&J's PlayStation Extravaganza. In this episode, is released on October 15th, for October 15th. And today, we're going to let James talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Here we are, another B&J Extravaganza. And I finished Rebirth recently, not semi-recently, for the first time. I think I got it when we were streaming the Game Awards, because they had it for half off. And I don't know if we were streaming, but we were watching it, and they had it for half off, so I was like, I just got to get this, because I'm never going to get it for this low of a price. And it took me a while to play it, but I played it.
That's right. The game's been out for like 18 months at this point, give or take.
Yeah, it really, I will fully admit, it really takes me a while to play Final Fantasy. Remake, and then I played 16, that also took me a long time.
Takes you a long time for everything. Takes you a long time
Yeah,
for everything.
Especially Final Fantasy, just because the games are so long, and it takes a lot for me to push through a like 80-hour game.
Let's see, I think it took me my first playthrough, I think I was done in like 2.5, 3 weeks. I think it took me like I just played it. It
was probably at least 6 months for me.
After you got it.
Right.
So you didn't play it for basically a year.
Yeah, pretty much.
We in our gamer chat, we had to, Jalen and I, fuck you, Jalen. We couldn't talk spoilers for forever. And then of course, now Pers is in the group chat and she says that she might get around to playing it. So we're kind of on hold now, but I think per our rules, we have new spoiler rules, right? The new spoiler rules are that like I think it was starting this year. We couldn't spoil anything for at least a year after the game's released, but we had to like make special arrangements for Rebirth in particular because you were taking forever to play it. Now Pers was thinking about playing it, but it expires December 31st at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this year. Like it ends. I'm going to go in there and be like, Sephiroth kills no. Like Aerith dies, but like, I mean, Aerith was going to die regardless. It's the worst kept secret for the past 30 years.
Yeah. It's a remake of a game from 1997.
That's right.
Spoilers, I think, are off the table at this point. But all of that is to say, it took me a long time to play it, but I'm very happy that I got through it.
Yeah. So what did you think? Like we're here for you.
Yeah, which is feels a little weird, but it's my new favorite Final Fantasy game. So I played Remake, and I liked it a lot, but it did not grip me the way 16 did, which I played after Remake. I really love 16, but I think Jalen actually put it best when he said, of those three like modern Final Fantasy games, Rebirth is the best overall package. 16 might be more cinematic, it might have more epic boss fights, but if you're looking for a whole Final Fantasy experience, which I am not on, by the way, Rebirth is your go-to in terms of modern titles. As of right now, Rebirth is definitely takes my number one spot of the three that I've played.
So what changed between Remake and Rebirth where you were just like, okay, I'm feeling it now?
At the end of the day, I think Rebirth, honestly, I think the story is better constructed. And I think Rebirth really taps into characters dealing with their pasts, and that's a very the theme is very central to this game.
Mm-hmm.
That was present in Remake 2, but I love how they really expand on it and really give each character kind of a chapter to breathe and confront their past. And I think this story was really strong in that way.
Yeah, and a common complaint about Remake is that they took a maybe 2-hour long section of the original and turned it into 40 hours. So yeah,
okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so in the original Final Fantasy VII, the opening with Midgar, like basically from the reactor, what is it, Reactor 7? No, it's not Reactor 7. I forgot which reactor it was. So from the destruction of the reactor until they leave Midgar and are out in the wilds is like 2 hours.
Yeah, and I think I think Remake, you can definitely kind of feel that, even as someone who hasn't played the original.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Remake is pretty slow, and to be fair, it's the first act of a trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you can kind of feel that they're
yeah,
you know what I mean.
But like, I can understand it. Like, I know that like I could potentially get some pushback on this from like the original audience, is that like I don't like the game simply couldn't have, like, I don't think they could have done it in 2 parts. Because they really were trying to, they really wanted to scale the game up, and it's, I'll probably definitely get some disagreement on this, but I think that like, I fully believe that the original Star Wars trilogy would have been as crazy as like high in special effects and all sorts of crazy stuff if George Lucas had made the movies when like the prequels are getting made. Okay. So I think that what we're seeing now in the remake trilogy is what Square Enix envisioned almost 30 years ago.
I definitely get what you're saying. And you did send me that video of the explanation of the original game.
Mm-hmm.
And that sort of gave me the idea that it blew me away that to find out that the original game is only like, what, 30 hours?
Mm-hmm.
And it, like, that story explanation, it's like insane for me to imagine that packed into 30 hours. Mm-hmm. Like, it's crazy. So I can definitely see what you're saying in the sense that it's almost like if they had this technology back then, this is what they would have made.
Exactly. Just like how I believe that, like, if George Lucas had the technology to make the Star Wars movies the way he wanted to make them, they would have been, just like the prequel trilogy. And, that's not a discussion we have. We're not getting into that right now, but basically like, so they could not have done, if they were to do it in 2 parts, the first part, if they wanted to end it at the temple of the ancient capital, or the temple of the ancient, the forgotten capital, that's what it was. It would have been a 200-hour game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I was close to 200 hours by the time I finished my first playthrough of Rebirth. Mind you, I did absolutely everything in the game because I was going for the platinum. It could easily probably be done in half that, but I was doing everything that was available. So what else? What else? Like what else?
Something else that we discussed before, but this game really made me realize how smart it was them sort of doing this trilogy as both a remake and sort of sequel to the original at the same
Mm-hmm.
time. When I played Remake and then found out that it was kind of like supposed to be a sort of remake sequel
Mm-hmm.
situation, I thought that idea was stupid. But now that I've played Rebirth and I see what they're doing with the multiverse stuff, it's really interesting to me, and I'm really excited to see where they go with it.
I am too. And something that I said in my review was that I'm liking where it's going right now, but Square Enix can easily fuck it up. Like
Probably, yeah.
when you're messing around with alternate dimensions, alternate timelines, you're playing a very, very risky game. Just
Right.
it's dangerous. It's dangerous, and they could totally fumble it at the end. They could totally just like, right now I'm good with it. Right now I'm good with it, but we'll have to see how it all turns out in the the last part. So what were some of your favorite parts in Rebirth?
I mean, the entire like final act is pretty incredible. Everything from like getting to the Temple of the Ancients up to the ending, I was I mean, I was hooked before that, but
Mm-hmm.
I was absolutely hooked during that section. It made it into one of those games where I was like, oh, it's 12 a.m. I gotta go to bed. I'll just
Mm-hmm.
finish this part. Oh, it's 1 a.m. I gotta go to bed. I'll just finish this part, and then I would just keep playing. That final act of this game is so incredible in so many ways. It's emotional, it's epic,
Mm-hmm.
the fights are amazing and challenging. Um, it's truly something special.
What is it? I think it's a 45-minute boss rush for the like the last chapter
Yeah,
is a 45-minute boss rush.
but it's such a great conclusion to this, like to
Mm-hmm.
such a. I mean, for me, it's a long game.
Yeah.
To have such a huge boss fight at the end, or I guess multiple boss fights, really,
Yeah.
multifaceted boss fights, it was really something special.
Yeah. Do it on hard mode.
No.
Man, the Rebirth Platinum, that was something else. So the I did my initial playthrough and I spent like 2 or 3 weeks on that. And then a month later, Casey and I started streaming it on
Yeah,
hard mode every weekend. And so basically what would have been, it would have been all of 2024 was pretty much Rebirth all the time. It
yeah.
was it was wild. But they put way too much. There was a lot that you had to do for the platinum trophy, and it was exhausting. And I actually ended up needing to get help from the internet.
Yeah,
I had to
I
have
remember you mentioning that.
Yeah, so my platinum trophy for Rebirth has a bit of an asterisk on it. Um, I had to go on. I went on Reddit one night, and I was like, I need someone to PS share their way in to do this to do this boss rush. So basically, there's two set. So you have to do all these stupid chattly things, right? And
Yeah,
the hardest challenges in the game is bonds of friendship and to be a hero. And so you're in bonds of friendship, you're paired with Zach, and to be a hero, you're paired with Sephiroth. And then what you have to do is you do uh you do all of the summons. You fight all of the summons. Like
that
it's
doesn't
10
sound fun.
it's
I'm not
10
gonna lie to you.
rounds. It's 10 rounds and it's all of the summons in the game. And like I tried like a bunch of times doing it on my own, and I just like I can't do it. Can't
Yeah,
do it. So I had to have the internet help me.
I will fully put this out there now, just for this podcast in general. I am not a person that really plays games to fight the same boss like 10 times. That's just, I know that's some people's thing. Like, I'm not gonna knock it. Like, if you enjoy that, if you like Dark Souls, if that's your thing, more power to you, but it's just not my thing. Like, it's just not my thing. I don't really play games for the challenge per se.
So what triggered this for me though was I did the platinum trophy. I loved Remake so much that I did the platinum trophy for Remake, and to this day, the platinum trophy for Final Fantasy VII Remake is single-handedly my proudest platinum trophy. Like, because it felt good to get. There wasn't an extreme amount of there wasn't, how do I put it? Like the challenge felt good. The challenge felt good. It never felt exhausting, except for Hell House. Hell House is still the hardest boss it's still the hardest boss on hard mode between both games to this day. And Gina Talk was hard. Gina Talk was hard on hard mode.
Gina Talk was pretty kind of tough on normal mode too.
Yeah. So, and I would say that Gina Talk was probably, well, Rufus Shinra was fucking hard too.
Yeah.
Roll the clip. My hard mode journey would begin on May 19th, 2024. Here are a few of the challenges I met along the way. Fighting these plant-like things while trying to collect flowers. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Well, that was definitely better. I mean, you almost got them down.
The Mithril Golem. Oh, come on. I'm tired of that.
Avalanche will live on.
The Gigatrice.
Sorry, should have paid more attention.
That's... I lost, like... Ugh. The Crimson Mare. What? What the hell? Gina Talk. Ah. Rufus Shinra.
That's it. No holding back. So much for being a mercenary.
All right, we're back. But yeah, those were the things that gave me the hardest time, and I know that you're probably confused by that because you haven't seen it. You should go and watch that video. Have you watched? Have you watched my platinum video?
Not your platinum video. Your review I did watch.
Oh, the review that I did. You only watch like the second half of it or something, or like because it's all like a single review. So
no, I went back and watched it.
That's what I meant. So you watched that video. You watched the whole thing. You watched the 45-minute video that I put out for the platinum trophy.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. I thought you meant the live.
No, you would have had to watch like 30 live videos.
Yeah.
Anyway, what other things, like what was the most challenging boss to you in your playthrough?
Honestly, it probably was Rufus. Actually, it was either Rufus Shinra or Sephiroth, because I think I died to both of them a few times, not too many, but yeah, it was not enough to where I got annoyed at the game.
Were you max level by the end of the game?
No.
You weren't max level?
Definitely not.
That's probably why.
Yeah. I did not do much of the side content. I did some, but I definitely didn't do everything.
What level do you think you were at?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you.
You couldn't tell you. So were you in the were you in the 30s, the 40s, like the
maybe
max,
the 30s?
Maybe the 30s. Know. Okay. Yeah, I think
the 40s.
I was
maybe low 40s.
Maybe low 40s. Yeah, the level cap is 50 in normal
yeah,
mode.
I was not there.
We're not there. What else?
I was about to say I mentioned earlier that like this game is such an amazing whole package, and I keep talking about the story, but they really do give you a lot of different things to do
Mm-hmm.
in this game. And I appreciate that as a person that usually plays short games, and so Rebirth is a long game for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I really appreciate having different things to do, like being able to play Queen's Blood. Super fun game, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
They should make an app of that.
They should.
It's crazy that they
like
haven't.
they should just do a gotcha game. Are you kidding me? Like they
Yeah.
should do a free gotcha game, and it's like, okay, once a week you get a new pack, or you can
Yeah.
buy. Like they would make so much money. Buy cards. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
They would.
I would get it. Like I would
get it
spend money
too.
on that.
Yeah, me too.
Like
Absolutely.
a competitive, or like chess.com, like you could just play against people online. Like that would be so awesome.
Yeah, that would be dope. Did you do the whole Queen's Blood? Did you do the whole Queen's Blood storyline?
I did not.
did
I
not?
tried. I couldn't get like crazy far, but I did the Queen's Blood tournament on the cruise.
Okay.
And then I did some after that, but I didn't get like crazy into it.
Yeah, if you do all of the open world Queen's Blood challenges throughout the game on top of winning the Queen's Blood tournament on the boat, there's like a cool thing that happens. So
okay.
yeah. And it's like centered around Vincent Valentine. It's like it's really
Oh
awesome.
yeah.
Did you
Aura, by the way.
huh? Aura.
I said Aura.
Aura.
Vincent Valentine.
That's Matthew Mercer, baby.
Hell yeah.
Did you do any of the I know that I suggested some of the, oh god, what were those things called?
The Proto Relic missions.
The Proto Relics. Did you do any of the Proto Relic missions?
I think I did one or two of them. I didn't do all of them, but I remember looking up what what the end of that was.
Okay. So like let's see here. The Nibelheim Proto Relic is good, and the what was Red 13's region called? What the hell was that called?
Cosmo Canyon.
Cosmo Canyon, my favorite region in the game. Also, let's roll a quick clip of all of the mini games. And there's a lot of mini games. Let's review what they are. We've got Hustle to Chocobo, Moogle Mischief, Dolphin Show, Fort Condor, Jump Frog, Pirates Rampage, Run Wild, Card Carnival, Wheelie Rendezvous, Crunch Off, the Chocobo races, and there's like 20 of them, give or take, Galactic Saviors, the G-Bike minigame, Desert Rush, 3D Brawler, all of the Queen's Blood challenges and the Gold Saucer, Cactar Crush, Glide to Chocobo, and finally Gears and Gambits. These are all necessary for the Platinum, and some of them are no joke. Crap.
You got her.
There's also the piano minigame that requires you to get an A grade for each song, which is its own trophy, and regular Queen's Blood games, with there being 20 or so throughout Rebirth. There are a few other one-off minigames that have their own trophies associated with them that you have to do as part of the story, such as the Parade in Chapter 4 and Loveless in Chapter 12. That was all of the minigames.
That was it right there.
That was it right there. There was a really good Proto Relic mission in Nibelheim, in Cosmo Canyon, that kind of explains what happened to the rest of now I'm drawing a blank on Barrett's group.
Shoot.
It explains what happened to them. I mean,
oh, really?
Yeah. So it's sad. It's really sad.
Yeah.
It's very sad. Spoiler alert, but it basically it confirms that Wedge was the big guy, right?
Wedge?
Wedge was
Wait.
the big Wedge and Biggs, right?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, Wedge from Star Wars. Wedge and Biggs from Star Wars. So Wedge was the big
From
guy.
Star Wars.
No,
I thought you meant from.
But those are their names in Final Fantasy. It's Wedge and
Oh,
Biggs.
I never caught that.
You never caught that? That's funny.
I know Biggs. I know who Biggs is in Final Fantasy. I don't know who Wedge is.
So Biggs was the in shape one. Wedge was the Wedge, and I'm saying Wedge was because it confirms that Wedge died. When he got thrown out the window, it confirms that he died. Basically, in like, but there's the proto relic stuff is some of it's really good, some of it's really bad. But all of them most of them center around a horrible mini game. Mini games. Let's see what else. What else? Oh, did you do any of the chocobo races?
I did
Probably
one or two of them.
You probably did what was required.
Plus the required ones. Yeah.
Chocobo races were the best were the best mini games, hands down. All of them were so much fun. I was worried when I went into them that they were just going to be annoying races, but the Chocobo races were easily the most forgiving mini game in the entire game. Everything else was just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, see, pain in the ass mini games, not my thing.
Supposedly they're going to tone it down with some of the excessive difficulty, because there was a lot of complaints about the Chadley stuff in particular, that the director caught wind of it and said that they were going to tone it down to make the platinum experience a bit more tolerable than Rebirth was. Like, Remake was perfect. The Remake Platinum was perfect in my opinion. The Rebirth one was really hard.
Not so much. Yeah.
And then of course we can't go without we can't like end the show without like talking about the music, right? Like
yeah.
That
was actually going to be the next thing I mentioned. I mean, it's kind of like one of those things, like all Final Fantasy games have good music, but like, man, the music in Remake was great already, but Rebirth, they expand on it in so many beautiful ways. It's incredible.
So, I think the last thing we should talk about is what do you think happened? What do you think happened to Aerith? Like, what do you think? Like, she's something. She's
a ghost.
There's a presence there.
Maybe, yeah. So
some of the theories that I've seen is that there was sort of like, I don't know if you noticed this, but like when Sephiroth is there, and he's just killed Aerith, they're in sort of like this weird bubble. That and you if you take a look at it, if you go back, they're in sort of a weird bubble, and within the bubble, Cloud prevented the sword from hitting, but outside of the bubble, it's perceived that Aerith is dead, and that is the reason why Cloud can see her, because in his reality, she's alive. But nobody else can see her because they weren't within that bubble where Cloud stopped it, right?
Right. If that's what they were going for, then that's definitely going to get into the multiverse stuff, I think.
Well, like, and then of course, like the stuff with Zack, like depending on which path he took, right? Like that all shifts and stuff. The big theory that I've sort of tossed around with some of the people that I've talked to about it is that the final clash will be Cloud, Zack, and Aerith against Sephiroth.
That would be so sick.
That's sort of like what, because they're the three that have ultimately been the most affected by him, and
right.
they all have a beef with him. Don't get me wrong, the other party members will be there and they'll have their own thing to do. Of course, they're going to encounter Genova again. That's another theory. That's another theory that Genova is impersonating Aerith to fuck with Cloud's head.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess we'll ultimately see. And the rumor mill has it that the third part will be out in 2027 to meet the 30th anniversary.
That would make sense.
That would make sense. That would be. They turned around remake. They turned around from remake to Rebirth in about 3.5 years, right?
Yeah. Yeah, give or take.
No, it was just shy of 4 years. So it came out, yeah. So it was about 3 and 10 months, which is still incredible for a game of that size.
Yeah, for sure.
But now they have all of the assets, right?
Right.
They have the Midgar assets. Spoiler alert: they return to Midgar.
Yeah.
they have all of the open world assets. They have all the character assets. The only thing that they don't have is the stuff that they got, the new stuff that they got to build for part 3 naturally. But
right.
And there's no, so it has been recently announced that Remake will be going to Xbox. Rebirth will be following on. So Remake comes to Xbox in January of next year. Rebirth will most likely follow late next year or early into the following. There's no confirm yet on if part 3 will be day and date on all platforms. I don't personally think that it will, simply because the producers of the trilogy have stated that it's easier to develop on one system first. And they were I think at the time that Rebirth was announced, they were already working on stuff for part 3. So I think that part 3 has been in development for PS5 for a long time. But basically, like, if they're on the same, if they're following, basically the thing is, like, what I'm trying to say is that if they're following all the same development timeline that they did between 1 and 2, then they can probably meet a 30th anniversary.
It's realistic.
Yeah, I think so. And the big rumor right now is that it'll be announced at the Game Awards this year, which would be, that would be wild. That would be wild. But I'd rather them take their time. I just want it out before I'm 40.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be nice.
Anyway, do you have any final thoughts on, hopefully I didn't hog the conversation like I did last time.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really, at the end of the game, I was just happy to have played it. I was just very happy to have played it.
Yeah, me too.
The character, I mean, listen, I play games because I'm interested in them as a storytelling medium, first and foremost. The characters were incredibly well done. I think they really have something special here, and I'm really excited to see where it goes.
Me too. Well, with that being said, our next show will be on
the Wednesday before Halloween.
The Wednesday the 29th with our Silent Hill F review. I know in the last episode I said that it was supposed to be this one, but I got that mixed up. So
yeah, we had that messed up. Sorry.
The Silent Hill review will be out on October 29th. Sneak peek. I don't like it. But we'll
Sneak peek, I do.
But we'll talk more about that.
Get ready for us to yell at each other
in 2 weeks.
There we go.
All right, everyone. Well, unless there's a few more things that you want to say, we can go ahead and just wrap this up.
I'm good. Thanks everybody for watching.
Yeah, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks with Silent Hill F, which I don't like. Kind of. All right. Bye.